Here's everything that's wrong with the cheap paint job on my Mercedes. I paid $1,800 for this whole paint job, $1,900 with tax, and I wanted to give you guys expectations if you're trying to paint or build a car on a budget. My entire point behind this Mercedes series is to prove that you don't have to spend a ton of money buying and building a car to have fun with it, and also making it look nice. But I think it's imperative to understand that when you're on a budget, you get on a budget results. I bought this car for $3,000. Realistically, it's worth $6,000, and I'm not putting more than what it's worth in a nice paint job, because if you go and get a legit paint job, it's gonna cost you $6,000 minimum. That being said, a lot of you guys noticed this already, but there's a lot of orange peel in the finish. You can see it all over the front bumper. Another thing to note is that there's impartial coverage on a lot of things because they mask it off quickly. It's supposed to be a cheap and fast paint job. They're not gonna take their time with it. Now, while I did pay to get the door jambs painted, you can definitely see where corners were cut, because look at this. That's the original paint. On the door, you've also got the original paint showing, so they didn't mask it off the best. Now take a look at the side skirts. They didn't get full coverage of paint. And then on the rear bumper, this is where I did some body work and repaired a crack. They didn't even paint over it. Did not get full coverage. Once again, showing all of the door jambs, and I did pay extra on that. So if you want an even lower price on a budget, you can opt out of that. But I will say this, I am very skeptical as to how long this paint job will actually last. They left some masking tape right here because, as you can tell, they literally sprayed a new color over my old color. They probably just degreased the car, they did not sand it, and they did not prime it. And that scenario is honestly hit or miss, because guess what? Sometimes the paint doesn't stick long term and it starts peeling up. And I'd like to remind people that when you pay $1,800 for a paint job, you're paying about $700 in paint, and the rest is labor of actually spraying it. So no prep is really included in that. They do have a 5-year warranty if it starts peeling up. I mean, worst case scenario, I keep this color in the long term and I do the same exact color in a wrap if it gets really bad. So if I had to rate the paint job, it would be a 4 out of 10 in quality right now. But that's good enough for me because I got my color change on a budget. Now you could easily jump up from a 4 out of 10 to a 6 out of 10 paint job if you did all the body work, masking, and priming of the car yourself. The reason why my bumpers have so much texture and orange peel is because that's how they came. They weren't sanded down further besides the repairs I did, and if you did and primed them, then it would turn out a lot better. It wouldn't look so wavy. Some overspray right there. Also on the rubber trim on this back piece. Now you guys know what to expect when you get the cheapest paint job possible, and on top of that, you know how to improve it if you decide to go this route.